a fearsome COP-TUR.
Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike coming at you with the BrickyRobo concept for world premiere first person on YouTube to review these, probably because the price is so high. And a lot of people are skeptical of spending $105 and $135, and I was at first. But I'm saying thank you to everybody but TH in the support your reviewer on ShowZ, because I did get both these from ShowZ. There is a link down below to get each one of these. But because of the support, I was able to get both of these to compare and contrast so that you know what you're getting, so you can make a decision. Do you want to buy this? And I appreciate that. Also, I'm getting either it's a sample or a test shot of something else I'm reviewing next that I got from ShowZ because you guys supported. But this is a reimagining of the vintage GOBOT copter. And it's really important because COP-TUR's been left out of the last two alleged modern lines of GOBOTS for whatever reason. We didn't get a COP-TUR with the Action Robo stuff that they were making, and that ended a few years back. Then it was Monster House, something house that was coming out with some stuff. That ended. I don't see anything else. That ended with Tank. And so we're getting into the next generation of GOBOTS. Very little stuff gets made for GOBOTS, so I'm here to support it, and I'm going to showcase this. And again, thanks to everybody who put TH in the support the reviewer. Hope you enjoy this video. Coming up. Throughout this video, I was confused about the decals. They both come with two sets of decals. So whichever one you get, you're getting both sets of decals. It was really odd because one of mine, this one was on the outside of the box floating around. The other one had both of them in the box. So I didn't really understand why one was on the outside. There is a QR code that goes to something. I haven't scanned it yet, but with that, this is the information I have. So sometime, probably twice in this video, I say that you got more stickers and decals with the expensive one. No, you get them both sets with either one. And this is me in the future coming back and talking to you. All right, so let's get started with the packaging. So it's a little bit trickier. It was pretty tricky for me to try to keep all this stuff straight. So let's get into looking at this. First of all, I think everything over here is the expensive one and over here is the cheap one. As I unboxed these, it was very confusing because I've had these for a few days and I'm getting around to doing these right now. I wanted to do Zorak first, but I guess I'm still the first person in the world to do this. So they come in this clear box, and then here is the box. And the box still looks about the same for both with that, except there's a difference. And I guess the standard one has this on it, salute. And then I would think the extra one did, but this one here has extra stuff in it and was in that box. So I don't know. I really don't know with all of that. But as this is the unboxing, all of the extra stuff, you get stickers for the standard one, stickers for a standard one. Then you get some extra claws, an extra set. And then you get a flight stand. It's kind of a dual stand. I guess we'll get into all of that. And I don't do much with those. So here is the standard one and what's in the package. Usually I just open this stuff and take it out, but when it's like this, you got to see what you're getting. That is plastic too, not die cast. And then you have extra claws, the rotor, and the small rotor, the propeller. So, okay, whatever. I'm probably saying everything wrong there. So there's that one. And then this one over here has a different face. As you can see, the face is different, which is interesting. How did I not notice that was a thing? And then it's got the extra special weapon in it. So they are different. They are definitely slightly different. And I don't know if there's a way to change the face or not. But I like that. I like that little extra face that it has. But no die cast. Very, very lightweight. All right, so I referred back to the Show Z page just to get a little bit of clarity on some of the stuff that I was looking at here. And it does turn out that you do have the cartoon face on the $135 one, and then the $105 one looks more like the toy. So they are different. It's not like it's the exact same one packaged in with just some different accessories. So that's kind of good. Makes me feel better about buying both. And at the end of the day, I do like this one more because you already have the G1 toy or the original vintage toy look. But then I also was like having trouble getting this to stay in place forward because that's how it was in the show. That's what you want to do with it. It doesn't work. Vintage doesn't do that. And since they gave us the extra upgraded hands, that's pretty awesome that you can get that done. So, I mean, it's a win there. So there's definitely a couple of wins going on with these guys. And then, of course, the articulation, which we'll get into here in a little bit. So we'll celebrate the wins right away. Another big difference is it's interesting too. You get this weapon with the $135 one, and it almost looks and feels like you can split these. It's like the rotor or propeller. Oh, I keep saying it wrong, whatever. But it's folded up. So all four blades folded up, but it's just one piece, and it's vac metal, and I got fingerprints all over messing with it. But I got these in poses. And I'm able to get them to stand sort of in some semi-dynamic poses. I'm not getting into some super crazy poses here. But yeah, they look pretty good. They look pretty good for what they are for the first attempt here. But with that, let's go ahead and just jump right into a couple of things. The articulation first, and then we'll go into the remainder of the accessories and comparisons and all that. For articulation, we're going to have the head side to side. We have the shoulder doing a 360. You have a nice, well, this is G1 does it too. The vintage one does it too, but you got a butterfly joint in there, and then you do have bicep swivel. Shoulders go out, and oh, this is scary, to about there. So you have all that. And also the bicep swivel, you have this much in the elbow, and you have this much circular in the hand. And I haven't figured out how to swap the hands yet because they are mushroom pegged in there. So somehow, I thought it would just slide out, but somehow you're gonna have to separate these to swap them out. And it looks like tiny little screws right here. It's not something I want to do. Not something I want to do. Also, there is waist swivel, and I'm not seeing an ab crunch. Not that it bothers me, but waist swivel is all I'm getting out of this. Getting into the legs here, you can fold up these tiny little flaps, and there's tiny little flaps here, so that you can go almost to the 90 out here and almost to the 90 up here, and you have thigh swivel action. It's so small and delicate. Feels delicate. Nothing's broke, but feels very delicate. You only go about to the 90 there. And this is kind of a point of contention for most people who collect the vintage stuff, because you never got this level of articulation. You never got the forward movement, but you've always had this back movement for obvious reasons. So that's still there too. But anyway, getting down in the thigh swivel, and then the feet, you don't have a lot. You got a little bit of a rocker to it, and you do have up and down. It's not a whole lot, but it's enough to give you a little extra added to the pose to make it look good. And in kind of a missing link style, would I want more articulation? I think I'm satisfied with it. I actually would have wanted more die-cast though. Here they are with their accessories. They're kind of blending in with the background, so let's kind of pull it down here. But standard accessories, you're going to get the rotor blade we're going to see here in just a bit when we do the transformation. We've got the propeller, the helicopter blades. We've got an extra. Okay, so it comes with it already on there for having a toy version hand claw and a cartoon version claw, or one that can allegedly hold that in a forward position, because vintage could not do that. Then getting over here, you have all the same stuff. So it comes with one of each hand on it, but then of course you get more hands, so like a full set of tune and full set of toy. And these are actually a little bit more rounded looking to me than, that's what it looks like to me. These just look more rounded, and these look more squared off, but I might be wrong on that. You also get, of course, this folded up blades, and you get the extra one of those, and then you get the stand with the 135. But also you get the cartoon look face, which I like more. So yeah, I'm glad I got the more expensive one. I would, at this point, I do recommend the more expensive one. If you're going to already go 105, might as well spend the $30 more and get what you want. Unless you want just the toy look. That's where I'm at. As we do comparison, I looked back in the box, and it turns out both of them have both sticker sheets. For some reason, I thought the more expensive one came with an extra set. And no, they both have both, because you need the red stripe that's on it. So with that, I did find the other sticker sheet. And anyway, from the front, one of the things I've always wanted to do is to put the blades forward like you see in the show. And I will say that they don't spin very well, and they will probably just fall off. They don't hold on very well. It fell off. It is tough to get that thing to stay on there, but it'll probably stay. If you set it up in your display, just leave it alone, it'll probably stay like that forever. So that's the point. Slightly different looking looks to them, as in, like, I've got a bigger yellow plus there, and it's much smaller, more detailed, more probably close to the cartoon. The waist piece is a little bit different. The chest is really close. The head is really close. The lower legs. Now, I haven't put stickers on these, and I probably should. I probably should sticker at least one of them up. But I'm so worried about the fact that I'm going to get the stickers on wrong. It's going to bother me. Like, if they're not perfect. Yeah, I did that on purpose. Yeah, there it is. I did that on purpose. Anyway, there it is. I guess I could make the matching look by making his arm straight and folding it all the way out, but it is what it is. From the side, very close. They look very close. I think the torso's a little longer on the new one because of the fact that it has an added waist swivel to it, but it's not a lot added, but a little bit added to it. Still looks pretty good overall. I mean, really, the vintage has die cast right here. This is plastic, and then there's like an oval. I'm not sure what that's about in the front, but yeah. And then a smaller cockpit canopy. It's so much the same and similar, yet it is still just so different. It's so weird how different it is. And I do like the more vibrant new colors. The colors are more vibrant. Maybe mine's faded over 40 years. I don't know. Maybe that's really the correct color. But this is one of my nicer ones. This is why I selected it to showcase next to this. But nothing beats brand new, just manufactured when it comes to the looks and the colors and all that. Now for the transformation. What you're going to do here is take your GoBot and make his arms straight and put his hands to his side as if it was a vintage figure. Then you fold over the arms. And that's all you do with the arms. Then you make sure the feet are straight as if it's part of a vintage figure. Yes, it's like it's a vintage figure or something. Then you're going to fold this up and arch that back. And then I believe we're going to have to do something a little different with the propeller pieces. So these lift up and this lifts up. So let's go ahead and do the same thing over here. Now, since they lift up the way they do, you can just put the propeller in there, which this might look like a... But there it is, the rear little spinning propeller. And then lastly, we put this one into here. Now, I do believe that the back is painted. I think it's it's plastic, but painted. I don't think it's bare plastic. And I will say it doesn't spin as well. I'm not shoving it all the way in there, but it really does not spin as freely. See, if you're just holding it, it doesn't spin nearly as freely as a vintage one because it's so tight, but wow. All right, let's get it back in there. And we'll do comparison time. All right, here's how they compare. I know a lot of people are going to be like, man, it would be so much better if you had the stickers on it. And I agree. It would be so much better if I had the stickers on it. But they're very similar. In a way, it feels like this one's bigger. Yeah. See how this spins freely and this doesn't really spin very well. It does spin, but it's super tight. Just super duper tight. But let's... And that one, because of the die cast weighing it down, this doesn't have the die cast weighing it down. So you have to go out of your way to position it properly. If you look at this, you got a molded in heel spur, which I guess you could just leave that out as a heel spur anyway, if you wanted to, in robot mode. Yeah, you could just leave the heel spur out if you need a little bit more hand in your face. Okay, I'm not intending to borrow anybody else's sayings, but there's this heel spur. I don't see a problem with that. Use that heel spur. But there it goes. And it is nice. I mean, if you get the light on it right, you'll notice that the chrome is much nicer on this new one than my 40-year-old beat up ones that I got for cheap over the years. Like, I got COP-TURs. I mean, I've had 4 or 5 of them for 20 years, so 15 years, something like that. But anyway, yeah, it's a nice looking mode. It's simple. It's easy. I just wish these things were like $30. I'd be buying multiples. Well, okay, I did buy multiples of this one, but you know what I'm saying. If these were $30, it would be perfect. But I don't know if the market. There's enough people that are going to be in for this for us to even get a second one. I hope enough people are in for we can get a second character, but I don't know. And for the stand comes partially assembled, so you plug this in. It has a vac metal tip. You plug it into the hand, then you plug the stand into, say, there, and you plug this into here, and then you see it floating around. There's the stand. But I guess now I'm going to have to do some exploratory stuff, but you also have this for the figure. So I plug all this into here, which I don't even know if you need. Let's switch this around a little bit. And you know me, I don't care about stands. That's why whenever it comes to these attachments for the Masterpiece, I don't even have one available to plug them into because they're in a box somewhere because I don't use them. But fix that propeller there, but there it goes. There they are. So the one stand they include, you can put both your figures in it if you wanted to. It's almost like they're like, yeah, if you're getting the expensive one, you're probably getting the, I don't even want to call it cheap, the lower price point one. Also, and it's a thing you can do. Am I doing it right? Well, I might be doing it wrong. Let me just ask my wife. All right, so I'm going to end on this note with a nice little comparison clickbait kind of view here, but these are really expensive. Getting past the massive price point, it was a lot of fun to get to do stuff with a vintage COP-TUR that you never could do. You can't hold the propellers forward. You can't put your legs in a forward stance. You can't bend the elbows. You can't turn the head. There's a lot of things you can't do with the vintage one that you can do with this. But then it lacks in the die-cast department from the vintage one, and so then again lacks in the heft, and that does affect a couple of things, a little bit in the helicopter mode. But with all of that, I'm glad they made it. I'm just kind of skeptical on how popular they'll be, because I'd like to see a full run of this. I mean, if they could do at least 6, if not 10 of these, I'd be in for them. If you get 1 a year, like whoop-de-doo, 2 a year for $100 and something. I probably would go with the more expensive options because I like the cartoony look and I want them to look a little different. But I mean, that's me. Other people might want to go with the lower price option, but I do have a link down below for both of these to Shozy Store. Remember, TH in the support your reviewer, and that's the only way I was able to muster up the ability to buy 2 of these and do the side-by-side comparison. So the fact that I've got the support on this channel is the only way I was able to do this and to showcase this and to be the first in the world to clear up what all these parts are and what the difference is. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and of course, to Deer Banger out.
So this is Earth. Not much to look at.
There it is.
Wow, that ship is huge.
And those things must be aliens.
They look like robots. Take care of them, Cup.